Hi dear students, today we will learn about the computer application in business, and this is for the program Bachelor of Commerce for the 5th semester, comes under the Karnataka University the award, and the session number is 17th. Learning objectives of this session: what entity relationship diagrams ERD are, what entities in an ERD are, that we are going to learn, what attributes in an ERD are, what relationship in an ERD are. So we are going to learn about what is an ERD and what are the different concepts that will come across in the ERDs associated with the entity relationship diagrams that we are going to learn in this session. And the outcomes of the sessions are applications and usage of ER diagram, entity relationship diagram, ERM and ERD. Here, ERM stands for Entity Relationship Data Model. It is nothing but it is a detailed and a logical representation of data in an organization or for a business area. That is called as Entity Relationship Data Model. For example, if I take an organization, in the organization the employees will be working and that employee will be containing some of the properties, and these properties will be represented in the form of entities, attributes and relationships. Clear? Now, what are the entities that are present in the organization? Manager, supervisor, clerical, human resource management. So these are all the different entities. Attributes: for the manager, name of the manager, designation, age, salary, department in which he is working. These are the properties of the entities. And relationship will represent the relationship in between the two entities that will be established by using the relationships. So these overall three concepts will be embedded to form the ERM, Entity Relationship Data Model. Then we come across ERD, Entity Relationship Diagram. It is a graphical representation of entity relationship model, is called as a Entity Relationship Diagram. ERD. The purpose of an ERD is to capture the richest possible understanding of the meaning of the data necessary for an information system or organization. ERDs are made from entities, attributes and relations. Entity relationship diagrams are made up of entities, attributes and its relations. Now we will come across what is an entity. So entity is a real world thing which is exist in the physically in this world, and that is called as an entity. The examples of the entities are it might be a person, professor, student, employee, or it might be a place, store, university, library. It might be an object, machine, building, computer, event, sale, registration. Okay. Then concept, account, course. Okay. So these are all comes under the entity. Types of entity. One is strong entity, another one is a weak entity. The strong entity as a primary key. The weak entities are dependent on strong entities. Its existence is not dependent on any another entity, and such type of entities are called as strong entities, and the strong entities are represented by the diagram rectangle. The weak entity in the database management system do not have any primary key and are dependent on the parent entities, and it is mainly dependent on another entities. The weak entity is represented by the double rectangle symbol. Attributes: for each and every entity, the entity contains several properties, and these properties are called as attributes. An attribute is a property or a characteristic of an entity that is of interest to the organization. Example: student. Student is the entity. Now for that student we might have several attributes, such as student will have the student ID, student name, phone number, major, that means the course in which the student is studying. So these are all the several attributes. Here we mentioned only few attributes. Types of attributes. So further, the attributes will be classified into several types, such as the simple attribute, composite attribute, derived attribute, single valued attribute and multi-valued attributes. So we will learn each one by one in these sessions. Simple attributes. Simple attributes are atomic values which cannot be derived or divided into further. Simple attributes are those which cannot be divided further. Such type of attributes are called as simple attributes. For example, student phone number is an atomic value of 10 digits. Composite attribute. Composite attributes are made up of more than one simple attributes are called as composite attributes. For example, a student's complete name may have the first name, last name, middle name. Like this way it will be composite. It is the combination of two or more simple attributes. First name, middle name and the last name. All together combined together to form the complete name of the student. Derived attributes. Derived attributes are the attributes that do not exist in the physical database, but their values are derived from the another attributes present in the database are called as derived attributes. For example, the average salary in the department should not be saved directly in the database. Instead, it can be derived from the database. Another example of the derived attribute is the age can be derived from the date of birth of the student. Single valued attributes. Single valued attributes contains the single value. For example, social security number or the Aadhaar number. So these are the attributes which will contain only the unique single numbers which cannot be repeated for any another values or any another attributes. Multi-valued attributes. Multi-valued attributes may contain more than one values. For example, a person can have more than one phone number, email address, etc. And these will attribute for the multi-value attributes. Relationship. The association among the entities is called as relationship. For example, an employee works at a department. Student enrolls in a course. Here the works at and the enrolls are the relationship names that will be represented for different entities. The relationship set. A set of relationships of similar type are called as a similar relationship set. Like entities, a relationship too can have attributes. These attributes are called as a descriptive attributes. Similarly, the relationship is also having descriptive attributes. Degree of relationship. The number of participating entities in a relationship defines the degree of the relationship. There are three types of relationships. That is binary, that is degree of 2, ternary, the degree of 3, and the n-ary, that is the degree of n. So when we are talking about the binary, the complexity is very less. When we are talking about the ternary, the degree of 3, it is more complicated than that of the 2, degree 2. Then when we are talking about the n-ary degree, that is n number of relationship that exist in between the entities, then it is much more complicated than that of the second degree as well as the third degree relationships. Binary relationship and cardinality. Here there is a one-to-one cardinality. One entity is there, another entity is there, and we are going to have to maintain a relationship in between these two entities, and the relationship will be represented by the symbol, diamond symbol. The entities will be represented by the rectangles. As you know that it is represented in the single rectangle, so that's why it is a strong entities. And relationship will be represented by drawing the vertical line, horizontal lines in between the entities or straight lines in between the entities, maintaining sure that it should be one-to-one. That means one entity is participating in the another entity. Binary relationship and cardinality, one-to-many. So here one entity can able to participate in n number of entities, and such type of relations is called as a binary cardinality. Then we come across the binary relationship and cardinality, that is many to many cardinality. Here n number of entities can be related to n number of entities. Such type of relations is called as many to many relations or cardinalities that will be existing between the binary relationship. So in this session, the 5 more questions will be asked based upon the topic whatever that we discussed. So the types of questions are: explain the relationship in database management system, explain the attributes and its types, explain the entity and its types, explain the ER diagram. So these are all the references books that I have referred to tell these important concepts regarding the session 17. So if you need any additional information, you can go through and access the additional information from these references. Thank you.